It is finally here, and it is shitty just to even talk about this news, and unfortunately the only real way to get around it is just, yeah, just being flat out honest and try and say it with a smile on my face, although it's still, like, even we heard about this, like, God, like, a couple of years ago when we were hearing that, oh yeah, it's ending, and it's like, but now it's kind of hitting home where it's like, no, this is actually ending now, and, like, it's going to be pretty soon to at least the end of this year. So what am I talking about? I am talking about Gintama, because there's a bit of the news that there's going to be an announcement in Gintama, like in the Shonen Jump magazine. There was also Sorachi was talking in the latest volume as well about like how he was talking about like, oh, it is going to end, and he was like, man, like, so I'm going to read off the entire little translation of the note and all that, and we'll also get some more news next week, and we're going to be talking about that, and they'll probably announce that like Gintama has so and so chapters left, or it's going to end like in this many chapters, like, or maybe some good news. Maybe it's going to talk about the live action movie. Maybe it's going to say, hey, this is how much of the anime's got left, because hey, like, one thing that the anime's had a bit of an issue with, where it's like it has been just animating and animating, and then it got caught up and it had to keep taking breaks. Same thing with like Silver Soul, it had to take a break and then come back due to this. So one thing is like the anime is going to completely adaptate all of that stuff. But let's get into the actual thing that Sorachi had to say, which is his comments on the 74th volume of Gintama, which is insane that this that's many volumes and all that. Thanks for buying the 74th volume. By the time this comes out, it'll be August, I think. Up until now, it's been a consistent cycle of it's gonna end over and over up until now, hasn't it? It's been like this for about 3 years, but no worries, I'm positive it will end this year soon. Even if my arm gets modified into a psycho gun, it will end this year. Though since it's likely that my arm may really get modified into a psycho gun, I guess I'll allow myself a little leeway with that. I thought that would end around about August or so I thought at the beginning of the year that maybe saying summer this year would be okay. But rather than my arm being modified into a psycho gun, it became a G-pen. The cedars are crying out because it's August and I'm just crying. It doesn't feel like I'm wrapping things up at all. Volume 47 is probably about to start the countdown. Maybe 3 volumes, or no, 5. Ah, wait, maybe I should just go with 10. So yeah, so going by like the latest volume, I say like how many chapters are out at the moment since volume 74 is out. I say like 3, 4. Normally it depends on the level of the authors in the series, but the fact of the matter is that he's like, maybe it could end in like another like couple of chapters, like on there, like maybe 5 volumes. Ah, fuck, who knows, 10, like. I guess that the shortest estimate is like, if we're going by 3 volumes, that would probably equal up to the end of the end of the year, I'd say. Since like if we're going by, say, like there's 7 to 8 chapters in a volume, and like doing the math on there, and it's like 4 chapters 2 months, like on that. So yeah, I'd say like it really could depend, but it's like it's a kind of announcement where it's like he does plan to end this sometime soon. I mean, like, again, he is joking around with a lot of the stuff where he's like, I want my fucking arms turned into a psycho gun, which, to be fair, that's pretty rad if you want to do that, Sorachi, because, like, he always likes to have a little bit of, like, jokes, or sometimes he gets really serious with some of the stuff in here, and I kind of feel bad where he's like, guys, trust me, I know I said I was ending it, but then I wanted to keep writing and keep doing stuff, and it's like, don't, like, the quality is still there, and that's the problem with a lot of stuff, where it's like, I don't want him to get burnt out and feel, like, forced and entitled, because, look, straight up, like, I fucking love this series. I love this manga. Like, I own, like, a fucking Shonen Jump issue back there of supporting it and love it, and I have imported volumes of this series because I want to support this guy and I love his work. No matter what, I have the live action movie, I have the anime, I have every, like, legal and imported way and all that to get that. Like, generally, I'm still kind of like, I have all of the English licensed volumes of Gintama. Like, I have, like, everything on there, like, that I can pretty much grab for this series, and it's like, I fucking love it. I love it with all my heart. Like, regardless of what, like, this is my favorite shonen, like, week to week. Like, I know people think that it's like, just because I don't talk about it, like, doesn't mean that it's like, oh, like, I guess he just doesn't love Gintama, or doesn't, like, really care about it. It's like, no, I love it. It is really hard to put it into videos sometimes, and, like, again, I enjoy it, like, to reading it like that. There's some series where it's like, I really want to like, talk about and do a video and, like, do all that. Gintama is like, I'm just satisfied with it just staying with me, and just, like, well, like, and of course I like talking about the anime from time to time, and, like, especially as well, I'm definitely going to be talking about, like, its finale and everything when it finally happens, because, again, there's been some crazy stuff that's been happening in, like, the manga, and it's just like how it has wrapped itself up with this, like, epilogue, this 2 years after arc, and seeing what kind of happened to characters, and, like, everyone's getting their own little resolution. And that was the same thing with the Silver Soul arc, where everyone got their time to shine, and now everyone gets their final say. Like, that's a weird thing, and, like, there's just been some great moment, and it's like, yeah, like, it is, again, like, I know people are going to get upset by this, but I don't give a fuck, and it's like, this is the best thing that Shonen Jump's put out for me. Like, this is, out of all of, like, this, the Shonen series that they've put out in that magazine, no matter what, this is the one I will go back to and remember the most. Like, I know people will be like, I'd say, well, what about Naruto, what about what? Like, yeah, fuck that. Like, there's an actual, like, give a shit about, like, these characters as well. Like, again, where it's like, I shouldn't have to have that when I'm thinking about One Piece. I'm like, there's sometimes where I'm like, I'm not too sure about that arc and all that. But with Gintama, it's like, the start is a little slow, but overall, like, this series is great, and, like, there has never been a, like, thing in, like, Shonen Jump like this that has made me fucking tear up and cry and laugh my ass off, and just, like, to the point where I'm like, my face is hurting so much I'm laughing, or my chest, I feel like it's gonna explode with some of these, like, with the emotions that's going on there, and, like, the music and the characters and the voice. Everything about this show and all that can go. And I will say, like, yeah, the animation-wise has dropped in quality a little bit from time to time, mainly because they're being forced to, like, keep pumping these out because people keep saying, we want more of this. And I will say, like, you know, 2011 to probably 2014, I'd say, is probably the best anime stuff for, like, Gintama, and then some of the stuff before then, and obviously the movie. But it's like, regardless of what, the quality of the content's still there, and it's like, I love it and I enjoy it, and no matter what, I'll always remember this more than other stuff. And like I will remember, like, and it's a shame that, again, it's like we had to fucking import it to show my love, because I wish that they actually put it out over here. If it was like, I know, like, digitally and all that, people, like, we can still support stuff like this, and, like, again, where it's like, the anime and all that has recently just got a push, like, obviously thanks to Crunchyroll and all that, and obviously that's more being, like, pretty much having to import that again, where it's like, I just want to own this series, and I know, like, it's such a hard series to sell, because it's too Japanese for its own good, whereas, like, it has too much Japanese humor, and it's like, it kicks itself in the dick. That's the problem. And it's like, but then again, it does it to make you laugh, and then it's like, no, this is more meant for this kind of audience, but it just works so well for us as well, because there's shit in this series where it flies over my head sometimes, where it's like, it makes a joke against, like, some voice actor, or, like, it does some weird shit where it's like, let's talk about this weird, like, news anchor or something. Like, it does weird shit like that. And then, again, where it's like, it gets me, as much as it gets me really upset thinking that, like, man, I actually have to say goodbye to these characters, and I have to say, like, I'm not going to see Gintoki, I'm not going to see Kagura, Shinpachi, like Takasugi, Katsu, like, to think about it is, like, that this week to week and all that, I'm not going to see these amazing characters again, and it's like, well, yeah, I can just always relive the memories and just go back to them, and it's like, it makes me think as well, as like, fuck, if his stuff was this good for, like, Gintama, I really want to see what he has next in store. Like, if he has something, I mean, he could just stop and just go, I'm done, I did it big and all that, people love me, people keep talking about Gintama, like, he could have his dream on Roppongi Hills, like, for what he was talking about, but it's like, this was really good. Like, I love this series, and no matter what, it's always gonna have that place in my heart more than any other series. And it's like, I will always remember it. I will always love it. I will always keep listening to those fucking openings because, god damn it, Spire and like Prey and like all that stuff just kills it. And yeah, no, I still have a lot of the panels like down there. I mean, heck, I even got the show when they did all the jump views, and like I had the one for with Sorachi where he does the sketches and everything. It's like I have all of that back there, and it's like, goddamn, like it's just thinking about it. It just gets like just emotional, like thinking about it, and it's like I have so many more just warm memories about this series. The only one I don't have good memories with is like Gintama Rumble. That's the one thing is like, man, fuck that. Fuck that PS4 piece of shit game. I remember fond memories of playing him in J-Stars. Like, I remember doing the dumb, goofy shit in the fucking mobile game. Like, it's just stuff like that. It's just like, it's great. And, yeah. Again, like, I feel like it's a more the better way where it's like, when it came to Fairy Tail ending, it was more like, man, it had to fucking end like that, really? And that was the more bitter, like, ending kind of felt like, where I was like, man, I'm upset that this is ending. This has been, like, part of my life for a long time. And but then again, Gintama's like the one where it's like, no, the quality never dipped. It just stayed where it needed to be, and it was always good, no matter what. Like, it had slow chapters, it had weird chapters, it had, like, comedy chapters, like, without shit where, like, fucking Gintoki dressed up as Takasugi and he's like there looking like a fucking gimp and shit like that. Like, you have some weird ass stuff that you can go, and then it's like, man, was like Sorachi or the people like who animated this, were they high when they did this? Like, you generally think that with some of the stuff, but it's like, it's great no matter what. So yeah, no, I felt this one got a little bit more like kind of personal and like emotional, but it's like this series really helped me when I was at a dark spot in my life. Like, generally, like, again, like, which, you know, I won't get too much into because, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, no one's a special snowflake. No one's like, when someone goes through shit, a lot of people go through shit. Like, and then again, I always, like, how I always treat it with life, and this is kind of more like kind of my whole, like, motto for myself, is like, if you're going through shit and all that, there are people probably going through worse stuff in your life and all that. I always think that's how I always treat when it's like something shit or bad, or like if I'm depressed or I'm unhappy and all that. And it's like, I just overall try to focus to improve myself. And it's like, you see, and I get to see characters like in this series that are like, they fucked up, they've had or led miserable lives or been treated like shit. And then, you know, one person comes away and tries to inspire them, and gives them, like, a talking to, and, like, tells them, and it's like, you know, everyone goes through shit, and it's like, look at how we've evolved through this. Like, you get to see, like, where Gintoki was from the start of the series, where he's just like, man, I'm just gonna get a paycheck and all that. And then, now look at him now and all that. He's trying to mend everything from his past. Like, he is trying to tie up all loose ends on there. Same thing for Kagura. Same thing, like, look where fucking Shinpachi is. It's Shinpachi at the end of the day, but look at him grow into... You see that guy turn into from a boy into a man. Like, he's actually turned into a man. He's still got the dumb, goofy shit that he had, but it's like, look where these fucking characters are now. And, like, generally, like, again, like, it's like whenever, like, I go depressed and all that, or like whenever I am really fucking down in the dumps, I always go back to Gintama and I'm like, what was fucking some of these characters think like, or like, what, look at like some of these moments where they're goofing around, or it's just, I just need a laugh, like, or I think about some of the most emotional moments in the series, like with fucking Gintoki, like, is the best main protagonist to me. I don't think anyone can top him for me for the most part in like Shonen Jump, like, apart from like fucking Yusuke, like that's the only one I can really think of at the moment on the top of my head, and like the lack of sleep. But it's like, that is just there. It's like, those are the apexes to me, and it's like, and that's again, I'm just talking about Jump here, not just all characters, because then we start bringing in the seinen stuff, and we start bringing in the characters where it's like, obviously there are limitations that you can do with a Shonen Jump character, but it's like Sorachi fucking breaks that boundary time and time again with what you can do with Gintoki compared to like what other people are like really restricted to. But it's like, it's just, man, I remember saying it beforehand, it's like, at that point, and I remember it was like, man, nothing in Jump is gonna grab me like that, like Gintama did. And I feel like we've got great stuff like Promised Neverland, we've got My Hero, we get like Black Clover, we got Yaiba, we've got like all of these brand new series that are like all really like interesting and has some really good stuff, like stuff and all that, and cater to like all different kind of fans and all that. Where it's like you got My Hero and Black Clover living to like, you know, the olden days and all that, the Naruto and Bleachers. You got like you got Promised Neverland trying to be the next Death Note on here. You got like interesting, just breath of fresh air like Yaiba and Act Age and like. And Haikyuu as well, where it's like it just took the mantle of the sports. And like you think of all this good stuff that you have on there, and it's like, man, it's like, again, it's like I love all of those series, and it's like especially all the ones I've started reading recently. And it's like, but it's like I don't know if anything could ever do the same for like what Gintama. But anyway, I fucking rambled. Like, but that's the thing, Gintama always brings in a conversation into me, always brings a discussion, and when I think about these characters, and when I think about Utsuro, I think about all of the villains through like the series and all that, and their philosophies, and like how a lot of them were just like broken people who were just trying to like live their lives out for the most part, and it's like this is their creed, this is what they kind of live by, like. So overall, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about the ending of this. I apologize that this went on for a very long time. I think this probably went on for like a quarter of an hour or something, but I just wanted to talk about it, so yeah. I'm just gonna miss you, Gintama. There's nothing out. I will wait for your ending whenever it will be, whether it be 3 to 5 to 10 to 20 volumes, whenever you want to like actually end it. I mean, we'll talk about when the actual announcement is, but like it could be like, hey, we're ending it in like 4 chapters, like when we had that Naruto one where it was like, we're ending it in like 8 or so, like that. No matter what, whatever I hear for the series, it's like, I'm gonna be fine on there. I would love to hear if there's like, oh, here's another movie, like, or some shit like that, but you know, I'm sad. Like, movie 2 is like one of the best fucking movies, like anime movies, just fucking period for Shonen Jump. Like, they haven't topped it with that one. Like, next to like Boruto, like the Boruto one's fucking excellent, but it's like, man, like nothing's gonna top that fucking movie for me, like on there. But that's enough rambling. I'll see you guys though next time.